We are going to be making this piece of salmon right here today in the next few minutes. Stay tuned. Now we got some wild caught salmon here from Trader Joe's. That's gonna be the star of the show, but then we're gonna make some black wild rice on the side, and then we're also gonna steam some asparagus to add to the dish. The salmon, the true star of today's show. All right, to start, I'm just gonna put this down so that I don't get salmon juices in my wooden cutting board. And we'll cut this open. And I'm gonna lay some paper towels down here before I lay it out because I want to dry my salmon. All right, now that we've got that laid out, I'm gonna go ahead and lay another paper towel on top and pat that dry. I want our fish to be nice and dry. Nice and dry, nice and dry. There we go, very dry. I'm gonna put some salt, some black pepper, now we will do some smoked paprika. Feel free to be nice and liberal with all your seasonings. And now we'll just set this aside for the time being. Now we gotta get things ready for the sauce. So to get the sauce ready, we'll take a lemon and some garlic. And this will probably be about all we need to prep for the sauce. Everything else is just gonna be pouring out of containers. You could also use lemon juice if you want, but I generally just try to use a lemon when I can. So I'm gonna do the juice from a whole lemon. And I always like to squeeze out my juice from the lemon into a little cup or a ramekin, just in case I get any seed boys sneaking out into my juice, because we don't want any seeds in our juice. All right, no seeds, we're looking good. Now for the garlic, I usually like to do about 6 cloves. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just cut the butts off and skin them.
6.5 hours later.
6. Now that we've got our garlic ready, our lemon juice is ready, we are doing pretty good. So because we're cooking for the people, I am just gonna push this garlic through a garlic press because that's so much easier than having to cut it. So you wanna get a nice oven-safe pan up to temperature, and then we're gonna first melt some butter and some oil into the pan, and then start making the sauce. So obviously right now this is not hot, so we're gonna go take care of that. So at this point, I think this pan is probably heated up enough. It's at least enough to serve as like a nice hand warmer, so that's kind of nice since it's cold out. We'll say about 3 tablespoons of butter, so a nice stick. Throw it on here. Let that get all nice and melted. And we'll do a little sploosh of olive oil. Maybe like a tablespoon, tablespoon and a half. You want that all nice and melted. Now while we're melting the olive oil and butter together, go ahead and preheat your oven to broil on high because we're gonna use that very shortly. So now that's all melty, I'm gonna take out my good old garlic press, and we are going to press all of these garlic bad boys. And we'll just cut off the... And here, we'll just go ahead and mix this all around using this spatula that was nearby. Okay, now I'm gonna add all the other ingredients before I really worry about cooking the garlic too much. So next is going to be a ½ cup of honey. And I didn't have any honey before I started to make this, but I didn't realize that until I started opening up a new jar. Your patience will be tested at this step. That's about a half cup. Throw all that in there. All right, now we're gonna add about 3 tablespoons of water. And a very helpful conversion is a 1/4 cup is 4 tablespoons. So whenever I have to do multiple tablespoons, I usually just grab a 1/4 cup and then just kind of eyeball it for each one. And then 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Looks about good. 1 tablespoon of sriracha. Kerplop. And then our lemon juice that we had prepared before. Now we're gonna put this back on the heat and get it all mixed together. All right, so this sauce is now heated throughout, and now we're gonna add our salmon. Just be careful not to splash any of your heated sauce on your hands. Just kind of try and nestle them in there as you can, as best you can. And this one's not really fitting super well. Push this off to the side, kind of scoop that in there. And get a bit of this sauce. Throw it on top. Turn this to heat for a little bit. Alrighty, so now it started to heat up a little bit on the stove, and now we're gonna put it in the oven that's broiling on high for about 5 or 6 minutes. All right, so now it's been 6 minutes. And we'll grab our salmon. Now, while it was cooking, I just went ahead and also basted the salmon with this sauce about halfway through. Maybe you want to do it, you can do it again at the end if you want. Just don't want any dry salmon. We wanted dry salmon at the beginning, not at the end. Okay, so now we'll take it out and then we'll plate it up with the rice and asparagus once those are done. So we gave up on the rice because it was taking too long, and I got hungry, as did my girlfriend. So we're just gonna go ahead and plate up the salmon because that's the thing we were really here for. That's what we care about. Which, now that I'm kind of looking at it, I would recommend just cooking real asparagus because this microwave stuff is kind of funky. I don't think it doesn't look as good as the real thing. But the salmon, again, I reiterate, the salmon is what we're here for. So it doesn't matter that the rice didn't work, it doesn't matter that the asparagus didn't work, because the salmon is what we're here for. To top the salmon, put a little bit of parsley, fresh or dried, and then take a bite of your creation. Small little bite right there. Like I said, the salmon is what we're here for. Don't worry about anything else.